I was in a relationship with Marcus for 5 years, but as our wedding approached, he brought Lily, who was 6 months pregnant, into our home. Lily is pregnant, so be more accommodating to her around the house. I laughed, fueled by anger. Are you really willing to let your first child be a child born out of wedlock? Marcus put his arm around Lily's waist. He won't be a child born out of wedlock. The one in your belly will be. Watching his self-righteous demeanor, I turned and left, calling Robert, Dad. Has the world gone mad? How could someone let your grandchild be a child born out of wedlock? The next day, Marcus and Lily came to my door. Grace, I know you're the kindest. Lily is pregnant, and we can't let my first child be a child born out of wedlock. Can we? I can only ask you to make a sacrifice. You know, you and I are the real family. For a moment, I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. My real family, yet you want my child to be a child born out of wedlock? Marcus pressed his lips together, gripping my hand tightly. In my heart, you are the most important. It's just that Lily is pregnant, so please make way for her. Couldn't you just accept Lily as your sister? I trembled with rage, my blood instantly freezing in my veins. He seemed pleased with his suggestion, nodding repeatedly. I came here today for Lily to acknowledge you as her sister. Then, you two can take care of the child together at home, and I promise not to favor either of you. After speaking, he gestured to Lily with his eyes. Lily, clutching her noticeably swollen belly, looked innocent and pitiful. Sister, from now on, my child will be your child. I almost thought I'd misheard. Who is your sister? I wasn't aware I had a sister by adoption. Since that's the case, then I wish you an unhappy marriage and sorrow with your children. You can leave now. Marcus frowned, pointing at me. Grace, drop your entitled attitude. Our wedding is in 2 days. Are you planning to call off the engagement in public? Do you want everyone to laugh at your family? A joke. Which one is more laughable? Marcus took my hand and sighed helplessly. If this gets out to the media, it'll be your family that's humiliated. What will everyone think of you then? I admit I didn't think this through, but Lily is innocent. Accepting her as your sister won't affect you. No wonder he dared to bring Lily over just days before the wedding. He was clearly convinced I wouldn't make a big fuss. When he confessed his love, he swore he only loved me. Now, he wants me to accept her as a sister so we can serve him together. That's the real joke. I stepped back, forcefully shaking off his hand. I don't have a habit of arbitrarily accepting sisters, much less other people's children. Marcus froze for a moment, then finally reacted. Grace, are you insane? Why are you being so petty? If you keep this up, I'll get angry, and don't come begging me to marry you later. I almost burst out laughing. I took out my phone and deliberately spoke loudly. Hello, security? Someone is causing trouble at my house. In less than half a minute, a group of uniformed security guards rushed over. Marcus was held by the guards, his hands pinned. Grace, our wedding is in 2 days. Don't you dare regret this. Let go. I can come here whenever I want. What right do you have to grab me? What authority do you have to arrest anyone? I rolled my eyes. Marcus, they have more authority than anyone. As for you, do you even have the right to be here? And he wants me to accept her as a sister? Is she even worthy? The moment I finished speaking, I turned to the security guards. Remove his access, and add him to the blacklist. Turning, I looked at Marcus, who was still struggling furiously, a hint of mockery in my eyes. Marcus, get lost. I thought they would settle down, but to my surprise, that very afternoon I received a wedding invitation. My name was clearly written as the bride. How ridiculous. My own wedding, and someone else had to send me the wedding invitation. I wanted to see how this wedding, without its main character, would proceed. Following the time on the wedding invitation, I deliberately arrived half an hour late. As soon as I entered the banquet hall, I saw Marcus and Lily exchanging wedding rings on stage. I couldn't help but scoff. Marrying under my name, how incredibly bold. After exchanging rings, Marcus and Lily descended the stage, arm in arm, to greet guests for toasts. Someone approached Marcus with a gift to congratulate him. Looking at Lily, they praised. This must be Robert's daughter. Congratulations on your marriage. Lily was silent for a moment, then tightly gripped Marcus's arm and smiled. She neither admitted nor denied it. If she's Robert's daughter, then who am I? I strode forward confidently, feigning surprise. So, you can get married using someone else's name and identity? I don't recall the marriage law allowing for that. Instantly, a buzz of discussion erupted among the guests. I knew something felt off. She must be the real bride. Is proxy bride a thing these days? It's shameless for the other woman to step up like this. I've never seen anyone get married using another person's name and identity. You really do see everything if you live long enough. Marcus's face turned pale. Just as he was about to speak, Eleanor rushed up. It's all a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding. She pulled me aside, whispering, Grace, Marcus was wrong to do this. But you arrived too late. The wedding already began. I'll have them apologize to you privately. The media is here today, so let's not make a scene. After saying that, she turned to the crowd. The bride couldn't make it due to an unforeseen matter, so her sister is simply standing in. It's all a misunderstanding. She truly lived up to her reputation as someone who could conceive Marcus at 18. In just a few words, she turned a public scandal into a simple misunderstanding. Before our engagement, Robert told me that Marcus's mother, who conceived him at 18 with Marcus's father, then 40, was by no means a simple person. I didn't believe him then. Now, it seems I was too naive. Sure enough, after hearing Eleanor's explanation, everyone else nodded in agreement. Lily pursed her lips, looking as if she had been deeply wronged. Sister, it's all a misunderstanding. Marcus held her hand, reassuring her. It's not your fault. If hadn't been late, how could things have turned out this way? Grace, you'd better apologize to Lily, or I won't forgive you. After all that, it had somehow become my fault. Seeing their accusing glares, I nearly burst out laughing. Forgive? I'd like to ask everyone, what kind of good sister carries her sister's fiancé's child, and then, using her pregnancy as leverage, demands I willingly step aside, asking me to care for your family without official status? Marcus, do I still need your forgiveness? Marcus's eyebrows furrowed together. Grace, I've never blamed you for your tantrums before, but today is our wedding. Can you please stop making a scene? Can't you see everyone here? Why are you being so aggressive? Eleanor's face changed repeatedly. She glared fiercely at Lily. It's all a misunderstanding. How could we possibly ask you to live without official status? I ironically tugged at the corner of my mouth. How could you not dare? You already dared to usurp my identity to hold a wedding. What else wouldn't you dare do? All color drained from Marcus's face. If you hadn't been late, why would I have had Lily stand in for you at the wedding? Grace, the reporters will be here soon. Do you really have to make such a terrible scene? Why must you be so calculative? He spoke that last sentence almost word for word. Seeing my silence, Marcus assumed he'd hit a nerve and softened his tone. Grace, I know you didn't mean to. We both have issues in this situation, but the wedding's already done. It's impossible for us to get married again right now. That would look terrible. Eleanor also nodded. The reporters will be here soon. Just make do with Marcus. After all, this issue is partly your fault too. She then deliberately lowered her voice. Lily comes from an ordinary background. Even if she truly marries into the family, what then? You'll still be in charge. What gall? After all that talk, they still wanted me to meekly give up my position. The others, having heard this, looked at me with reproach. Being late for your own wedding, it's no wonder Marcus found someone to stand in. Is this how Robert teaches his children? Just because your family is wealthy and influential, you can act this way? Lily's face crumpled, looking deeply wronged. Sister, please don't blame Marcus. It was all my own doing. As she spoke, a few tears fell. Marcus and Eleanor looked at me triumphantly, confident of their victory. I curved my lips into a smile and slowly raised my hand. Slap, a loud slap landed squarely on Marcus's face. Excuse me, but I'm pampered since childhood, and I've never liked being taken advantage of. Grace. Marcus's left cheek was sharply turned to the side, a bright red slap mark evident on his face. Eleanor shrieked and quickly pulled Marcus back. What are you doing? This is outrageous. In front of all these people, are you going to act so recklessly? Just then, various media reporters appeared, eagerly raising their microphones toward me. Ms. Grace, aren't you worried your fiancé will call off the engagement if you treat him this way? Don't you think you're humiliating Robert by doing something like this in front of so many people? I shook my stinging hand. If you all believe that having your fiancé have a child with another woman, and then being expected to give up your place to her, is humiliating, then I have nothing more to say. After all, my child becoming a child born out of wedlock would be even more humiliating. The reporters immediately turned their microphones to him. Mr. Marcus, what are your thoughts on this? Is this true? Are you planning to let Robert's grandchild be a child born out of wedlock? Marcus's face was half red, half pale. He was so flustered he bit his tongue. That's not what I meant. Grace. Say something. Do you want our wedding to turn into a farce? Eleanor was still distressed over her son being slapped. She glared at me, her eyes filled with undisguised disgust. All these years, I had been propping up the Marcus family, which was on the verge of bankruptcy. Otherwise, with their capabilities, how could the Marcus family still be running a successful business? My constant devotion was wasted on someone undeserving. If not for our college romance, Marcus would never have been worthy of me. Standing before the cameras, I sneered. Since that's the case, I won't play the villain. We're calling off the engagement. After all, I wasn't the one exchanging rings today. This just works out perfectly for you two. The moment I finished speaking, a gasp went through the crowd. Eleanor felt dizzy, almost fainting. Grace, that's not what we meant. If you're not satisfied, we can get married again. Marcus's face twisted into an expression uglier than crying. Grace, stop making a scene. Do you want everyone to laugh at us? Don't forget how many people are watching this wedding. Aren't you afraid everyone will gossip about your father? Marcus, who thought he was climbing the corporate ladder, believed he could control me, but he forgot who saved his family when it was on the verge of bankruptcy. Disregarding, he slammed down the wedding rings and growled, "Is this enough?" I never thought about calling off the engagement. I was thinking about our future. I nodded carelessly and smiled. Your plans for our future involve marrying Lily, making me accept Lily as my sister, and allowing you to enjoy the joy of having two women attend to you. Well, that's certainly a wonderful future, one that would turn my child into a child born out of wedlock. I turned to the reporters from various platforms and stated mercilessly, from this moment on, I will have no further ties with the Marcus family. Having said that, I turned and walked away. Marcus stared intently at my retreating back, as if something had been ripped from his heart. But the pain seemed superficial. He opened his mouth but couldn't utter a single word. He had only lost a marriage, yet it felt as if he had lost everything. In the following days, major platforms relentlessly reported the news of me calling off the engagement in public. I simply deactivated all my social media. Relatives took turns calling me, thinking I would do something foolish. They had no idea how comfortable I was living each day. No longer did I need to prop up the Marcus family, nor did I have to rush around trying to drum up business for Marcus. Robert thought I was faking happiness and specifically called me, "You're better off without a man like that. I've picked someone for you. He's much better than Marcus." Before I could even ask, the doorbell rang. Seriously, that was too fast. As only daughter, I had suitors lining up from here to Paris. I certainly wasn't short on men. If it hadn't been for the rose-tinted glasses from our college days, I would never have fallen for Marcus. I opened the door, and a familiar face entered my sight. Ethan? Ethan was my childhood friend. He went abroad to study 4 years ago and hadn't returned to the country since, except when I announced I was dating and then engaged. Ethan wore a white shirt and was even more handsome than the school heartthrob in a college romance film. "I heard you called off the engagement, and you're looking for a new groom. What do you think of me?" Just as I was about to speak, the neighborhood security called me. "Ms. Grace, your ex-fiancé is here with a group of people. Should I let them in?" I instinctively wanted to refuse, but Ethan answered for me first. "Let them in. There's nothing to hide anyway." He winked at me, still as mischievous as he was as a child. I smiled and ultimately didn't refuse his suggestion. After all, I also wanted to see what Marcus intended to do by bringing a group of people, without my help. How would he manage the Marcus family with his limited intelligence and resources? Soon, Marcus stormed in with a swarm of reporters. "Grace, I know I upset you, but we were together for 5 years. Can this relationship just be thrown away?" Lily hid behind Marcus, her voice low and soft. "Sister, I'm sorry. It's all my fault. After you and Marcus get married, you can do whatever you want with me, okay? But please don't call off the engagement over such a small matter. Do you know what everyone thinks of you?" I scoffed. They all thought I'd compromise for my reputation, which is why they dared to brazenly replace the bride at the wedding, and dared, just days before the engagement, to make me willingly yield my place to Lily. I stared indifferently at the wedding ring on Lily's ring finger. "When you wanted my child to be a child born out of wedlock, why didn't you consider what others would think of me?" Marcus, you don't actually think wealthy young women are all fools, do you? Marcus's brows furrowed deeply. Grace, must you keep dwelling on this? Do you want me to fall to my knees and apologize to you? Reporters snapped photos indiscriminately, completely disregarding what was being said. I rolled my eyes. It was probably Eleanor's idea, finding unscrupulous reporters somewhere, just to sensationalize their story. Marcus took a deep breath. Grace, if you think I was wrong, fine. I'll fall to my knees and apologize. But don't joke about our relationship. I've booked a new wedding for next week. This time, I'll make sure you're satisfied. Just then, Ethan spoke up, cutting in. What are you talking about? Who said Grace is going to your wedding? Marcus's eyes widened, as if only just realizing there was someone else there. Who are you? Why are you here? Veins pulsed frantically on his forehead. He couldn't have imagined there was anyone else in my house. The more I found it amusing, the less I understood how I had ever been attracted to him. He's far more entitled to be here than you. Marcus, I told you, if it weren't for me, you wouldn't even have the right to enter this place. Marcus roared. You're breaking up with me for this kept man? Grace, I truly misjudged you. I never thought you'd be this kind of person. I scoffed. Marcus, after all that talk, aren't you just regretting it? Regretting a moment of greed, having lost sight of the bigger picture. But I would only make him regret it more. A calmness I had never felt before settled in my heart. Marcus, please return all the prenuptial assets my family gave you. If even one penny is missing, I'll call the police. Before the engagement, Susan, fearing the Marcus family would mistreat me, had my billionaire uncle arrange several buildings and cars as my prenuptial assets, and an endless amount of gold. Who would have thought that in just a few days, Marcus would call off the engagement? Marcus's face changed from pale to flushed and back again. In just 2 short days, all the businesses he had acquired had their investments withdrawn and goods returned, and the bank was pressing him for repayment. How could he possibly come up with that much money now? I could see exactly what he was thinking. Marcus, you're not going to tell me you can't afford to pay, are you? Humiliated in front of so many people, Marcus gritted his teeth uncomfortably. Grace, are you still unwilling to forgive me? Were all those charitable acts you did just for show? Lily is pregnant, so you definitely need to be accommodating to her. To this day, I don't understand. Wasn't Lily's pregnancy a result of Marcus being unable to control himself? Why should I make allowances for Lily? Utterly ridiculous. His shamelessness almost made me laugh in anger. Lily's child isn't mine. Whoever got her pregnant is responsible. Why should I make allowances for her? Marcus, if you can't produce the money, just say so sooner rather than later. It'd be too humiliating if I had to call the police. Lily's face turned ashen. Sister, is money really that important? At worst, I'll let the child call you mom. Don't make things difficult for Marcus anymore. Is this really all Marcus's fault? Aren't you also to blame? Unscrupulous reporters shoved cameras in my face, framing Lily as an innocent, pure victim. Ethan reached out and forcefully pushed the camera away. He smashed the camera without a shred of hesitation. He rubbed his wrist, a smile playing on his lips. Grace, were you really bullied this badly while I was away? A reporter immediately pulled out his phone and roared. Kept man, aren't you just relying on MS? Grace, do you know who we are? Tomorrow, we'll expose you. The consequences are more than you can handle. Marcus, seemingly emboldened by these words, pompously declared. Grace, I've admitted my mistake. You should back down too. After all, your father wouldn't want to hear about a scandal like you keeping a man. He glared fiercely at Ethan. In his mind, this kept man had nothing remarkable about him apart from his good looks. How much money will it take for you to leave Grace? She's not someone you can get involved with. The smile on my face deepened. After all, Ethan was known as a city's scion. Even after studying abroad for many years, children of influential families in a city would tremble at the mention of his name. Marcus wasn't important enough to mix with the elite circle of a city, so of course he wouldn't know Ethan's prominent reputation, much less these third-rate reporters. I'd never seen Ethan be humiliated before. This was a first. Ethan raised an eyebrow. This kept man can crush you with a single word. Believe it or not. Before could open his mouth, Lily, ever his lackey, spoke up for her master first. She said softly and weakly, Marcus is a rising star in the business world in a city. You're just a kept man. How dare you boast? I smiled. And how dare you come to me demanding an explanation while carrying a child out of wedlock? Lily didn't expect me to be so direct. She gasped several times, unable to utter a complete sentence. Suddenly, she clutched her stomach and began to cry. My baby. Sister, even if I'm wrong, my child has no quarrel with you. So why curse my baby? Marcus. Our baby. Marcus quickly embraced Lily and shouted, call an ambulance. If anything happens to Lily, I won't let you get away with it. Tisk. TSK. TSK. I was almost impressed by Lily. I turned my head and looked at Ethan beside me. I wanted to see who in A-City had the power to not let go of A-City's scion. Ethan. They wheeled her in on a stretcher to the hospital, just like a scene from a TV drama. If I hadn't seen Lily's face, completely devoid of sweat, I might have actually believed it. Before being wheeled into the emergency room, Lily weakly clutched Marcus's hand. Marcus, our baby will be fine, right? Tell me, our baby will be fine. Marcus squeezed her hand tightly. Nothing will happen. I won't let anyone get away with harming our child. What a show! Ethan looked completely unconcerned. After all, if they knew Ethan owned half the shares of this hospital, I wondered if they could keep up the act. Emboldened by this incident, Marcus spoke with renewed self-righteousness. Even if Grace helps you, you pushed a pregnant woman. Do you think he can still protect you now? Grace, why are you so narrow-minded? Unable to even tolerate a child? I suddenly smiled. Marcus's face was livid. You can still smile? Lily has always considered you her sister. Is this how you treat your own sister? You're too malicious. My mother was right. A woman like you isn't suitable to be my wife. Ethan nodded unexpectedly. Indeed, she's not suitable to be your wife. The moment he finished speaking, a reporter shouted loudly, Grace, I've started a live stream. Don't think that just because your family is powerful, you can do whatever you want. I will expose your true colors to everyone. I looked up and, sure enough, saw him pick up his phone and start a live stream. A stream of live comments flashed by. Isn't that Grace, the one who called off the engagement? That's the kept man she's seeing. Why does he look so familiar? How awful. No wonder Marcus fell for someone else. Who would want to marry a person like that? My last hopes for Marcus vanished in an instant. After 5 years of being in love, even at this point, a glimmer of expectation still lingered in my heart. Perhaps truly loved me, but that love was simply useless. Just then, a doctor emerged from the emergency room. He shook his head. I'm sorry, we couldn't save the baby. Marcus's eyes rolled back. He nearly fainted. Grace, even now, are you still going to shield this kept man? Even if you're Robert's only daughter. This is a society governed by law, and everyone saw what happened. Lily lay on the hospital bed, her face tear-stained. The next second, the livestream chat was filled with a torrent of insults. It seems Marcus is the truly pitiable one. We've all been deceived. Support their rights. Don't let them get away with it. What if we're next? I was speechless and nudged Ethan with my elbow. Stop pretending. I know you have shares in this hospital. Ethan raised his hand and clapped softly upwards. How interesting. I'd like to ask, how can one have a miscarriage without a child? Or has technology advanced to such a degree in the years I've been abroad? The moment he said this, the live stream chat exploded. How could a kept man have shares? Grace must have given them to him. What does he mean? Miscarry without a child. Lily froze, her face turning crimson. You can't claim I wasn't pregnant just because you caused me to miscarry. Ethan, even if you truly are A-City's scion, can you really cover up anything? My eyes widened in shock. So the child was fake, but forcing me to willingly step aside was real. Or rather, it had been Lily and Eleanor's plan from the very beginning, fearing they wouldn't be able to control me after marriage. They had already devised a plan to deal with me even before the wedding. Marcus simply refused to believe it. Don't think you can spread rumors just because you have shares in this hospital. This isn't beyond the reach of the law. Everyone in the live stream chat saw it. How do you plan to argue your way out of this? Lily pleaded weakly. Please, I just want my baby. Are you really trying to force me to die? Every mistake is mine. But what did my child do wrong? All beautiful words. All lies. I was tired. Perhaps when Marcus asked me to willingly step aside, I should have let go completely. I had looked at Marcus's face for 5 years, but never had I felt such revulsion as in this moment. I stood calmly between them. Lily, whether there's a child or not isn't something you can fake. If you admit it now, there might still be some room for recourse. Lily looked haggard, tears streaming from the corners of her eyes. Sister, I don't understand what you're saying. Isn't it a fact that my baby is gone? You don't even believe the doctor. What's the point of me saying anything more? She turned to the camera, wearing a pitiful facade. Please, everyone, decide for me. My child is innocent. Ethan let out a sudden, cold laugh. You thought you could deceive everyone by bribing the doctor? From the moment you entered until you left, everything was on surveillance. Moreover, do you dare to show us your prenatal exam report? Lily pursed her lips tightly. Don't think you can do whatever you want just because you have powerful backing. Didn't my sister give you those shares? Don't forget your place. You're just a kept man. Sister, don't indulge him anymore. Everyone on the live stream can see this. Even now, Lily still had the audacity to call me sister. That sister just made me sick. If she knew Marcus was about to lose everything, would she still be able to keep up the act? Marcus gritted his teeth and pointed a finger at my nose. Grace, look carefully. This kept man is the culprit responsible for Lily losing her baby. Are you still going to protect someone like this? I slowly pushed my hair back. Well, in that case, perhaps I really shouldn't indulge him anymore. I tugged on the custom tie of Ethan's suit. Kept man, why don't you tell us how you harmed Lily? Ethan clearly froze for a moment. Then only after a pause did he follow my lead on his tie. I'd also like to know how I harmed Lily. The next second, he made a phone call. Dean, pull up the surveillance footage and the forged records. The moment he said this, the live stream chat instantly exploded. I finally remember why he looks familiar. He's A City's scion. So what if he's A City's scion? What kind of person causes someone to miscarry? The live stream chat buzzed with fierce discussion. No one noticed Lily's instantly pale face. She forced herself to remain calm. Marcus, believe me, I didn't lie to you. They're trying to shift the blame. Oh, our poor baby. Gone before it even met its father. Marcus paused. Then after 2 seconds of hesitation, chose to believe Lily. Grace, it's a fact that Lily lost her baby. As a woman, how can you be so heartless? I didn't know whether to pity Marcus or laugh at him. Marcus, who is at least a company CEO, was being completely manipulated by 2 women. I truly didn't know how I ever fell for Marcus in college. I was indifferent to his insults. Since that's the case, let's have the dean investigate the evidence. The doctor who performed the examination spoke before Lily could. Before I could even react, the doctor fell to his knees. I was wrong. I shouldn't have taken money to falsify records. Lily was never pregnant. Lily gave me the money. Please don't fire me. I truly didn't know she was trying to deceive you all. A City's Scion, please forgive me. The title A City's Scion certainly worked wonders. Much more effective than my status as Robert's only daughter. The live stream chat instantly erupted in delight. Folks, I can't believe this is the truth. So we were all cursing the wrong people before. LOL. Pretending to be pregnant to marry into an elite family. What kind of elite family is the Marcus family? They're not worth noticing in front of A City's Scion. Lily's eyes were red from crying. It's not like that. Sister, I never harmed you. So why are you framing me? Just because he's A City's Scion, you're going to cover for him? She spoke with anguish, but no one believed her anymore. Even felt a flicker of doubt. Ethan was unmoved by her pitiful act, merely stating blandly, "The dean is here. You'll know soon enough." Soon, the dean arrived with an assistant. "Mr. Ethan, here is the evidence and surveillance records, which prove that Lily was never pregnant." Marcus snatched the documents, staring in disbelief at the transfer records and the fake report. His eyes were red-rimmed and wet, his voice hoarse and shaky. "Lily, I'm giving you one more chance. Is the baby in your belly real or not?" Lily instinctively clutched her stomach, stuttering and unable to speak. This action undoubtedly intensified Marcus's sorrow and resentment. He abruptly grabbed Lily. "Why did you lie to me? Why?" Watching this scene, all the discomfort in my heart vanished. Perhaps I had hated Marcus before, and Lily too, but now, only a profound calmness remained in my heart. Marcus knelt weakly on the ground, inching towards me. Grace, I was wrong. I truly know I was wrong. You can't leave me. I know I was wrong. It was all Lily's deception." I listened quietly to him cry. Those tears were useless to me now. Marcus suddenly realized he might have permanently lost something precious, a treasure he could never touch again in his lifetime. His eyes red. He looked as helpless as a child who had lost a toy. "Grace, please give me another chance. I truly know I was wrong. I never intended to call off the engagement. Believe me, Grace, I didn't. I couldn't help but smile. I believed he didn't, but I also knew that in his heart, too many people were more important than me. The unborn child, the fakingly pregnant Lily, Eleanor who advised him. Far too many. Before I could speak, Ethan forcefully pulled his hand away. I'm sorry, but our young lady doesn't take out the trash. Marcus's face grew increasingly pale and weak. He looked at me desperately, almost with pleading eyes. Grace, this was all Lily's doing. I knew nothing. Have you forgotten our time together? Can you really bear to abandon me and never look back? Who is it that forgot first? I recalled the day of our college graduation, when he got drunk and cried while confessing his love beneath my dorm building. I once thought that was what love was. Now, I only felt an inexplicable disgust. Marcus gently coaxed. Grace, we still have a future, don't we? I shook my head. No, never again. Marcus, what you should be most concerned about right now is how to return my prenuptial assets. Marcus's breathing was ragged, his expression alarmingly shocked. Why? Is it just because I betrayed you? I only made a common male weakness. Why can't you forgive me just once? Why? He knelt on the ground, pleading bitterly. I turned away coldly. Marcus, from the first time you betrayed me, forgiveness ceased to exist, because from that moment on, I had completely given up on him. Marcus's whole body stiffened, his eyes widened, still in disbelief. Ethan took my hand. Let's go. Behind us, Marcus's desperate shouts echoed. In just a few days, news broke that Marcus's company had gone bankrupt. The next time I saw Marcus was at the police station. I presented the evidence of my prenuptial assets from before the engagement, demanding Marcus compensate me for my losses and profits. The of now was a stark contrast to his dashing and confident demeanor before, sitting miserably across from me. Grace, are you abandoning me too? You clearly knew I was bankrupt. Are you only satisfied if I'm dead? I said impatiently. Stop talking so much. Give me back the money. I know you secretly transferred it. Your mother, Eleanor, had a stroke and became vegetative after learning you were in prison, and Marcus's father has abandoned you. Marcus froze for a moment. It's all gone. Everything. Lily transferred all my assets and fled abroad. I don't have a cent to my name. Hearing this news, I was still somewhat surprised. I hadn't expected Lily to be quite capable, but then again, if she weren't, she couldn't have deceived Marcus for so long. I didn't spare him another glance. Just intending to leave, Marcus called out to me, his voice hoarse. Grace, if I hadn't made a mistake and married you, would everything be different? I didn't turn around, nor did I answer him. There are no what-ifs in this world, even if there were. Given Marcus's personality, it was only a matter of time before we split up. As I walked out of the police station, Ethan called me on my phone. Fiancé, don't forget we're meeting my parents today. You're not scared to come, are you? I sneered. Who says I'm scared? Just you wait, Ethan. I turned my head. The sunlight slanted across the marble statue by the police station entrance. A message suddenly popped up. MS. Grace, the criminal Lily has been apprehended, and all her assets have been seized. When would you be free to come over? Good news truly comes in waves. I touched my belly. I pulled out the medical report from my bag. Ethan and I would soon start a new family and welcome a new little life. As for Marcus, I would probably never meet him again in this lifetime. I took a deep breath. I looked directly at the sun again. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any thoughts about this story, feel free to share them in the comments section. Here is Roses and Love, sharing stories about marriage and women every day. See you tomorrow.